For the first year in Kent County's history that I know of, we did not fund maintenance of effort, and we funded $818,000 less.
So this year they want you to fund 16.9 million.
Right.
Okay, and you requested a waiver at 16.1, which is what you funded last year.
Which is what we funded last
Okay.
year. The real problem that I have with what they've said and passing this maintenance of effort law is that they took the flexibility away from the local governing body such as ours, who I think understands the needs and the situation the county's in better than the people in Annapolis. We admit that we cut education by $818,000 last year. The 11 years prior to that, we funded them $8.5 million over and above maintenance of effort. Kent County has been very generous with the education system. One year in particular, we funded $1.6 million over and above maintenance of effort. So I think the key word is flexibility with me.
Yeah.
It robs the flexibility of people like us that sit here every day trying to make all this county funding and stuff work. And they've taken that away, and they're saying, okay, you're going to do it this way no matter how much money you've got. If you don't have it, raise taxes, but you're going to pay this amount of money. I think it's counterproductive, and I think it's a bad bill. I think they're trying to do two things. First of all, they want to rip away any authority that we have here locally. They think they can do it better over there, whether it's planning and zoning, education funding. They have the mind. Septic. They think over there they know what's best. I would suggest that planning and zoning's done a pretty good job. Look at Kent County compared to Baltimore City or Anne Arundel County or you name it over there, and compare it to Kent County. I think we've done a pretty good job. So they're trying to take all of our authority away and take it over there and run it out of Annapolis and paint the whole state with the same brush.
Meanwhile, they're saying pick up the teacher pensions and all these other things. So
they're saying they're taking all of our control away while at the same time balancing their budget on our backs, and it's really.
I heard a lot of that.
It's really disgusting. I mean, it's disheartening. I mean, I don't know whether people realize it or not, but the three of us sitting here put in a lot of time at this job, and we feel like we have a pretty good understanding of what different departments need, but they think they can do it better, and it's really we're losing control of our own county. I doubt, because of this new law and because they've taken the flexibility away for us to be able to give more when we have more and take away when we don't. I don't think you'll ever see the commissioners ever fund a dime more than maintenance of effort, because if you do, all you're doing is raising the floor for that formula, and the next year might be a bad year, and you have no way of compensating for your generosity.
Would other services suffer if you have to?
Absolutely. I mean, this year itself. I mean, if we flat fund everything in the county, and we're $1.1 million in the hole. Now we've been through 3 bad years, and if there was fluff in county government or waste or things that could easily you could do with it, we've done away with them the first 3 years.
We've already cut out the dead wood.
We've took out anything that you can think of that wasn't a necessity. This year, if we have to come up with that $1 million, something's going to hurt this time around. We were starting to see, this is the 4th year for us. 3 years, we've been through this thing for 2 or 3 years, and we made all these cuts, and then we were just starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel. We had cut out a bunch of stuff with 30-some positions we've cut in county government. We've started to see revenue increase a little bit, just starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel, and then they have another legislative session, and we're worse off today than we were. I think they really should pass a law where they have a session every 5 years. give us counties a chance to catch up with what they're doing. You know, if we didn't have legislative session for another 5 years, they couldn't do any more harm to us. We requested it. We really don't expect to get it. So yes, we're preparing for the worst.
So you're looking at tax increases?
No, not necessarily. We're looking at a lot of things.
But tax increases aren't off the table.
Tax increases can't be off the table, but I'm here to tell you that I was forced to raise taxes 2 years ago by 5 cents. That was when the state took our $2 million in highway user money. That list of things that the state has taken away from us is a mile long now. I mean, it's right down to mosquito control and things dumping the assessment office. The cost of we don't hire the people in the assessment office. We have no control over the state assessment office. We have nothing to do with the assessment office, but with a stroke of a pen, Annapolis said, you'll now pay for it. So
To keep the lights on and all that other stuff.
we pay the salaries, we pay everything. It was a $200 or $300 bill they just sent to us and told us this is the way it's going to be from here on. And that list of things that they've done like that is just, if you wrote it down, it would scare you. I mean, the amount of money that the state has taken from the counties, it's crazy. And I'll tell you something else while you're talking about this maintenance of effort, and this is something that really bothers me. Out of the clear blue, at the bottom of that maintenance of effort law, there was a stipulation in there that says, if we charge the maximum income tax, 3.2%, that we wouldn't have to make up that money from last year. And who did that help? Montgomery, Baltimore City, Queen Anne's County benefited from it. They saved $4.5 million because they were charging the maximum income tax allowable. Now, how does that associate with educational funding? It doesn't matter if we might charge something less on the income tax side, but our property taxes, where we get 3/4 of our revenue, is much higher than Queen Anne's County. And you can have the highest income tax formula possible and not a dime of it go to education. That one has absolutely nothing to do with the other. How much income tax you charge your people. So we got penalized because we had held our income tax level down to 2.85% instead of 3.2, forces us by law to go back and make up this maintenance of effort. And we knew nothing about that until it was passed. Nobody picked up the phone and said, listen, this maintenance of effort law, there's a stipulation in there that Queen Anne's County is going to benefit from because they charge the top income tax. You people are going to be penalized from it. Nobody called us and told us that, so we could go over there and maybe stand up on the floor and raise the devil. It probably, I'm sure it wouldn't have done any good, but it probably made some of us feel a little better. We cannot figure on getting this waiver, and we can't try to put a budget together figuring on getting a waiver. We think our chances are slim and none. But we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't ask for it, because it's going to be tough. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it somehow, and we're going to make it work. We don't have any choice.